welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you a little bit about my thrift wish list. So I'm just going to share some of the top things that I would love to find while I'm thrifting. The first thing, knee-high rain boots. So I recently moved from Utah to the Pacific Northwest, and Utah's very dry. It's a desert. Pacific Northwest obviously is very wet and rainy, and I don't have any rain boots at all. And I just keep thinking how wonderful knee-high rain boots would be. They just look so cute, especially with a mini skirt. But also I'm very picky. I walk basically everywhere, so they have to be walkable. Because of that, I really want to find them in person, just to make sure that they're comfortable. Also, color-wise, a lot of them that I see are black. I do not like wearing the color black. It's just not my color. Doesn't look good on me, too intense. Doesn't match most of my clothing, weirdly enough. Like, I have a hard time styling black. So I would want, like, specific colors. I think either a red. I do have a red raincoat, so that would be really cute if they matched. Like a red, maybe a navy blue, or like a green, I think could be cute. Or even like a pink if I could find a good shade. So like, I'm very specific about the colors. It's not just any random rain boots. I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be within my color scheme and just have that cute little whimsical feeling. So again, I'm not in a rush to buy these. If I stumble across the perfect ones, I will be so happy. But if not, that's okay. I'll just keep wearing my sneakers in the rain, honestly. Number 2, I would love a sleeveless, like cotton summer maxi dress. I've noticed in my closet, I have some maxi skirts and a couple maxi dresses, but they're all more formal. And a lot of my dresses, I love them, but they're just too formal for everyday wear. And like the material's too fussy for everyday wear. I don't want to ruin them or have to dry clean them all the time because that costs money. So I would love something that's more casual, a more wearable fabric that I can just wear all the time in the summer. Just throw on and wear my sneakers and just go out and look cool and like put together, but not too fancy, not too over the top. The other thing about this, again, I'm picky with colors and also with patterns. I've noticed that most of my dresses are patterned. So because of that, I would really want something solid colored so that I can pair different things with it. So I'm thinking obviously I would wear a dress like this in the summer, but this would also be perfect to layer in the fall and winter, just putting a sweater over it or a turtleneck underneath. Like, it could be a really versatile piece. But because of that, I think a solid color would add to the versatility even more. And this is actually something I've thought about maybe sewing myself. I don't know. If you guys would be interested in watching a video about that, let me know. But I feel like it could be simple enough to do myself, right? Or am I delusional about my sewing skills? Also, I don't own a sewing machine. Again, I hand sew everything. So it would take a long time, but maybe over the summer when I'm not in class, I might just be bored enough to take on another sewing project. Who knows? So yeah, this is a potential will make, but if I thrifted it, found it in a thrift store, I would be very happy. Next, a dainty vintage watch. I am kind of a minimalist. I'm sure you've noticed. I don't accessorize all that much, but I feel like a watch, a simple watch, would be a great versatile accessory that goes with everything. Also, technically for my job, I'm supposed to wear a watch, but like hardly anyone does. But it would be nice to have one. But again, I'm picky about the style. I'm thinking gold. I wear more gold even though I'm cool toned. I feel like there's a nice contrast there. Gold and either gold strap or a nice brown leather strap I think would look nice. The problem is I really don't know much about watches, and when I've scrolled eBay, I've found some really pretty ones, but a lot of them say like, oh, it doesn't work, or you have to replace the battery, and I'm like, I don't want to get into all that. I don't understand any of that kind of stuff. So, we'll see if I end up finding something like this, but I especially love the dainty little detailed ones. There are some floral ones or with just other little details like that. I think they're so beautiful. I would love to have one of these. Next, I would love, love, love a chunky graphic sweater. I feel like I've seen these all over Pinterest and online, but like never actually in person. Basically, like a heavyweight, to me, it looks like it's wool sweater with like a landscape on it, or like, I don't know, pictures of animals knit into it. You know what I mean? I'm showing pictures, so you'll understand what I mean. But I feel like these are so beautiful, so like they elevate a sweater, you know? So a sweater, it's still solid color, can still match with everything, but the graphic brings it to another level and can kind of elevate an outfit. So that's why I think I really like these. Also, I love anything that's like cozy, especially in the winter time. I love a sweater. This would just, yeah, if I could find one of these in person at the thrift store, like my jaw would drop. I would be like, so hopefully I do one day. You never know, but yeah, they're really beautiful to look at. I love seeing all the different ones online, all the different options. Okay, next is very specific. So there's this dress that Jane Birkin wore in a film. I don't even know what film this is. I'll put it on the screen. But I love this style of dress. Basically, I would describe it as like 60s drop waist mini dress. So it's kind of like a shift dress, but with a drop waist. And I like the gingham pattern that she wears, but I've also seen them like in solid colors or in plaid. I would be good with those. Again, I'm picky, so I've done some eBay scrolling for this, and I've seen some in like paisley and different things like that. Paisley's not really my thing. It's a little too busy for my style. And also, I love the 60s, but some of the psychedelic colors are a little bright for my taste, like a bright yellow. That's not my favorite thing. So I think it would genuinely be very hard to find a version of this dress that fits within my parameters. I mean, basically the one that Jane Birkin wears is like perfect. If I could find that dress, I would be set, but obviously it's not going to be that easy. It's vintage, and a dress that old, is it going to be like in good enough condition that I want to actually wear it out, or will I just like keep it in my closet and treat it like a museum piece? Who knows? That's the hard thing with vintage clothing. Like, I love it and I want to wear it, but also I don't want to ruin it. So sometimes I'm overly careful. I'm like, if I'm taking the bus, I'm not wearing a vintage dress. If I'm walking in the rain, I'm not wearing a vintage dress, which means where I live, 90% of the time, I'm not going to be wearing a vintage dress. So then the ones I have kind of just sit in my closet, which is sad. But yeah, this would be a beautiful, beautiful dress to own, something with this vibe. Okay, next on my thrift wish list is a lace hair scarf. I love lace. My wedding dress was totally lace, but I feel like it can be hard to style as like a top or pants or skirt or whatever, because oftentimes it's sheer, so then you have to deal with layering. You're forced to layer, which I like layering, but not when it's my only option. As well as I used to have a lace top that was so beautiful, but honestly, it was quite itchy to wear. Like, I couldn't have it against my skin. So then that really limited the options, and I ended up getting rid of it. So I feel like a lace hair scarf solves all these issues because you're wearing it over your hair, so it's not going to be itchy. It's fine if it's sheer, you don't have to worry about layering it. Also, this picture I found is the cutest thing ever, with a girl wearing the lace with her hijab. It's so cute. And I just feel like this would match with everything. Obviously, I wear a lot of white, so a white headscarf would match with whatever I'm wearing. It adds a little bit of detail, a little bit of femininity without being too over the top. Like, yeah, I feel like it's just a gorgeous item. It would be so wonderful to wear. Next, I would love a pea coat, like a nice wool heavy one. I am very picky, so obviously I would be selective about the colors. Right now, all I have are puffer coats. I have one that's red and one that's navy blue. So with a pea coat, I wouldn't want either of those colors. Also, I don't wear black. It just doesn't go in my closet, and I feel like everyone wears black coats. You know, I don't want to wear exactly the same thing as everyone else. So I feel like color-wise, I would either want a chocolate brown, a cream, or a camel. I feel like a cream colored pea coat would be my ideal, but then obviously it's gonna get dirty, so not the most practical. But I just love like a pea coat versus a puffer coat. A puffer coat feels very utilitarian and androgynous. I feel like a pea coat with the right details looks more feminine, looks more put together, and I feel like just a feminine winter coat would make me feel better about getting dressed in the winter. It would make me more excited. But also, this isn't that practical because I live in the Pacific Northwest, so most of the time it's raining, and wearing like a wool non-waterproof coat is not the best option for rain. So I don't even know how much wear I would get out of this, but I love the idea of one. I feel like it would look good with my wardrobe, even if it's not that practical. Okay, I am a white blouse lover. I love a white top, any and all white tops, but I especially would love a vintage peasant top. Because look at these, okay? They're white blouses, they have cute little sleeves, they're so wearable, but also I love the colorful embroidery. It just adds like a nice delicate touch. It brings the whole top to the next level. And I feel like these are easy to style. You can wear them with jeans, you can wear them with dress pants, you can wear them with skirts. Like they're just very versatile pieces while still having a little bit of that vintage folk charm. I feel like a lot of the time I see these that are either from the 40s or the 70s. I love the 70s, so I love anything that gives a 70s vibe. And I just feel like it would be a cute little blouse to add to my collection, very wearable. Next up, I would love a rainbow scarf, like a really good quality heavyweight scarf that would actually keep me warm. But this is my thinking, right? What matches with everything in your closet but isn't a neutral? Rainbow, because it has all the colors that are already in your closet, so it matches with literally everything you own, right? Like, I don't wear scarves that much. I only have a couple. I feel like I should wear them more. I am a singer, and I feel like there's this stereotype that singers wear scarves a lot to protect their, protect their larynx, their vocal folds. And I'm like, yeah, it probably would be good to wear a scarf. It probably, would be helpful. LOL. But I don't really wear a scarf much, and I feel like it's because the ones I have don't match my closet that much. I feel like a rainbow scarf would solve that problem, and it would be a great way to take any of my more basic winter outfits and just add a little bit of detailing and make them a little bit more elevated, a little bit fancier, a little bit more colorful. And also, I feel like the winter is a great time to wear bright colors because most everyone is dressed in black and depressing colors. The sky outside is depressing. All the trees are dead. Everything is depressing. So it's even more important to wear bright and uplifting colors. So I feel like a bright, colorful scarf would like just lift my spirits every time I wore it in the winter. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye out for this one. I think this is one of the most practical things on my list. Okay, last is the probably most delusional, but also like I mean, can I say my favorite? My favorite thing on this list, a 70s Prairie Edwardian wedding dress. Okay, hear me out. I'm already married. I've already worn a wedding dress. And I'm not going to get remarried ever. We're not going to renew our vows. Like I've literally mentioned my husband. I was like, "Oh, what if we renewed our vows?" Haha. He's like, "Why would we do that?" So, I'm never going to have another chance to wear a wedding dress. But in my head, I'm like, if I found one of these like white prairie dresses, I could wear it casually. And like maybe I'm delusional, but I feel like I could make it work in an everyday way. I don't know, because I'm a singer and I feel like maybe for like auditions or like a recital or something. Like I was talking to one of my friends about this and he's also a singer and he was literally like, "Girl, what audition are you gonna wear this to?" And I was like, well, I feel like I'd be able to find a way. I don't know. I feel like it could work for something. Yeah, this is the most delusional. And actually, I tried one on at the thrift store. My only picture is from my Snapchat memories, so there's a caption, but as you can tell from the caption, it was a little bit tight. In the picture, I have my hand behind my back because it had a clasp, and I could close the clasp, but if I moved, the clasp would pop open, so I had to hold it close to take the picture. And just trying that on, like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I love white dresses. They just have like this beautiful, ethereal, angelic vibe, especially with the style of a prairie dress. I feel like white just emphasizes that beautiful, natural style even more. I just feel like, uh, yeah, I would love one of these dresses. I really would. And this is, I know it's delusional. I know there's no reason for me to own this dress, but it's kind of like, despite all the bad things going on in the world, because there are lots of really bad things going on, it's like there's still beauty in this world. Like, there are still prairie wedding dresses that you can buy, that you can own, and wear to your own wedding. Like, that's just beautiful. You know, that gives me hope. Despite all the darkness in the world, there's a glimmer of light. And for me, that light, it's a vintage prairie wedding dress. You know, it just makes me happy, even if I never own one. And honestly, I probably will never own one. Just like knowing they exist, just knowing, just knowing that people have worn these to get married, and just seeing the beautiful pictures online, like, you know, it makes my heart happy. So, anyways, that's the end of my list. I would love to hear what your dream thrift wish list items are. Anything impractical, especially, please, please, please share. Um, I just think it's so interesting to see what other people are loving or other people are, you know, dreaming of, lusting after. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!